Hey guys, I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope you are doing well at school. I hope you are enjoying some downtime. I just wanted to let you know that there's going to be a new way we are going to be doing our lectures through the rest of the time we're going to be at home. So you will have a packet that will come home like this, and you will go through the notes as I go through them today, and you will fill them out as we go. So everything that I do, you're going to be writing down in the either blanks or on your doodle notes that I've included into here. So that should be super easy for you. For this week, your agenda is to do your nervous system part 1 vocabulary test, to do the nervous system worksheet 1, and to make sure that you've turned in and taken your lymphatic lymphatic system test. If you have not received that, I have a copy in your packet this week that you'll go to and do it, and then you'll just turn it in on Thursday. Just a reminder that Thursday is going to be carpool, so you need to make arrangements for that since we are going to be going towards a holiday weekend next weekend for Easter. So just keep that in mind. So why don't we go ahead and get started on our notes for the new unit on the nervous system. So nervous system is a big system. It's going to take us a lot of time to get through this. We're going to try to break it up into 2 parts. We're going to specifically talk about the brain and the nerves and how that works, and then we're going to go into our senses. And so we'll have a part 1 and we'll have a part 2, and you guys will do both. And we are going to probably actually, since it's such a big unit and it's the biggest body system because it fires on all cylinders, we're probably going to have 2 tests. We'll probably have a part 1 and a part 2, and I will let you know as we go how that works. If you guys are having any problems, please make sure you check your lesson plans and make sure that you see my phone number and my email that you can email me if you have any questions. So we're going to start out in our notes. So let's talk about what the functions are of the nervous system. The first thing is it detects impulses from the senses or the control center. We know our control center is in our brain and that it goes out through the rest of our body in the nerves. Major organs include the brain, the spinal cord, senses, and your nerves. So you have different types of nerves. You have nerve cell and neuroglia, and there's 3 types of nerve cells. The first one is the neurons and I'm sorry, I'm ahead of myself. So nerve cells pass impulses throughout the body. There are 2 types of nerve cells: neurons, which make up 10% of your nervous system, and neuroglia, that makes up 90% of your nervous system. And neuroglia is what we call the nerve glue. It helps pass the impulses through. So we have billions and billions of billions of neurons in our system that helps us from breathing, from eating, to the way we move, the way we speak. All of that is controlled by neurons that are going throughout our body. And our neurons have 4 areas. Okay, the first one is the dendrites. The dendrites are those tentacle-looking things that receives from senses the other neurons. So what happens is these senses will trickle down through the rest of the neuron and attach to another neuron. So you can kind of see some at the end as well. So dendrites receive the nerve impulse from the senses or another neuron. So it's a messaging system. It's taking it in as a messaging system. The second part is the cell body. I think I need to move this down so y'all can see it. So the cell body contains the nucleus that transmits impulse to the axon. So it's the brain power. It's telling you where to go and what to do. The next one is the myelin sheath. The thing you need to know about the myelin sheath, it insulates the axon. It's produced by the Schwann cells, which we're going to talk about that in a bit. Between the myelin sheath is the nodes of Ranvier. Nerve impulses jump from the node to node, which increases the speed of the impulse. Last part is the axon, which is the actual passageway from nerve impulses after the cell body ends in the axon terminal. So let's talk about the actual impulses and how it works. First, the dendrites are going to receive the information and it's going to contain it to the cell body. Okay, so the cell body then formulates it where it needs to go. And it's going to jump down these areas right here. It's going to jump like a, I don't know, like playing hopscotch, boing, 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 and take it all the way down to the axon. It cannot do that unless it's protected, and so you have to have the myelin sheath there to protect it. So what happens when they get down here at the axon is that it will start connecting to another neuron or sending it the impulse out for the action to actually happen in the body. So neurons are always connected to each other, and they connect to each other from what we talked about as the neuroglia. Next page. So you have many different types of neurons, okay? The first neurons are classified by the number of processes or extensions from the cell. When I say processes, I mean up here, down here, all of these processes. They kind of look like little, what is it? Octopus legs, my opinion. The first one is the unipolar neurons. They have just one process. You can see right up here. Bipolar neurons have two processes, and the multipolar neurons have many processes, usually several dendrites in one axon. So those are the types of neurons. Next, neuroglial cells. Now remember we talked about how we have two types of cells. We have the cells, or we have neuroglia and we have the neurons. Okay, so the first type is going to be our astrocytes. They support and anchor neurons to surround capillaries. So we know those are going to be involved in what other body system? Capillaries, probably breathing and blood flow, so cardiac and respiratory. Microglia provides immune response to central nervous system. So it's providing the immune response. It's going to be part of the lymphatic. Epidermal cells secrete and circulate cerebral spinal fluid. Oligodendrocytes provide myelin insulation to neurons in the central nervous system. So when anytime you say CNS or PNS, CNS stands for central nervous system, P stands for peripheral nervous system. The next one is satellite cells. As you can look over here to this side, you can kind of see how they look like a satellite. Support and anchor neurons in the peripheral nervous system. So we're going to talk about this a little later next week, but your central nervous system involves your brain and your spinal cord, but your peripheral nervous system involves your senses and all of the other nerves that's connected throughout your system. So they are the ones that's helping support that. And then we have our Schwann cells, which insulate the neurons in the peripheral nervous system, or also known as PNS. Now that is where we're going to stop today. You need to make sure that you fill out your worksheet, you do your vocab quiz, and that you get that turned into me either via email or through Carpool on Thursday. If you guys have any other questions, please let me know. Make wise choices, and I love you.